Guys, you're a fan of the Sly Guy podcast, you should know by now we're on bloody Patreon. That's right, Patreon is a little secret place where all the magical content pertaining to the Sly Guy podcast goes. That's right, you get the guaranteed guest episode every Friday. Whether that's me and a guest, or it's an episode of the Psychic and the Stand-Up, either way, it's a lot of fun. And there's a guest podcast for you to enjoy every Friday, both in an audio and a video format. Wow, how enjoyable is that? On top of that, you get the extra Sly Guy podcast every Monday, where I just, I've no reins on me. I shoot the shit, I do what I want, and I say anything. And it's a lot of fun. On top of that, you get Dog Walks with Davey podcast, you get vlogs, you get early access to tickets and shows, you get stand-up specials, all over there on www.patreon.com/Sly Guy podcast. And if you don't want to type that in, which I understand it can be a little long, there's a link in the description. Just click on that, and for as little as £2 a month, you can get access to all that, and I can feed my kids and pay my office rent. Guys, you know what to do. The Sly Guy podcast is brought to you in association with the #1 below-the-belt grooming company in the world. That's Manscaped. That's right, the friends at Manscaped have given you 20% off and free shipping on any other products anywhere in the world if you use the code SLY at checkout. That should be somewhere along here. It should say SLY, Manscaped logo, code, whatever. You get 20% off. You know what that means? You could have smooth testicles and pubic area, and then surrounding too. If you want to trim your belly, I use it to shave my back hair, if I'm honest. You can get on there, you can put this nice moisturizing ball crop preserver ball deodorant, which, I don't know if this stops anti-chafing, but I do put it on my balls regularly and I do enjoy it, and my balls smell nice when I give them a good old scratch, because everyone loves scratching their balls. And I don't know about you guys too, but if you like to lick a ball, or you like to lick a shaft or something, you'd rather lick a shaft that smelled nice, wouldn't you? You wouldn't want to be putting a wee yucky smelly wang into your mouth. Gross, stinking. You want it to smell and taste delicious, and that's what you get with Manscaped. So if you want to just get all the tools for the family jewels and whatever else you want, head to www.manscaped.com, and at checkout use the code SLY. That's the code SLY, SLY. At checkout, you can get the goods, and your partner or whoever else, your mistress, just some random guy in the street that's like, here, do you want a blowjob? And you're like, hey, well, it's Wednesday, let's do it. You're doing them a favour. You're doing you a favour. You're doing us a favour. Manscaped. The Sly Guy podcast is always brought to you by Modest Beer. That's right. My favourite craft beer specialist, Modest, are online at www.modest.co.uk, where you can subscribe to their brews letter for anything to keep you up to date with what's going on at Modest. And again, unfortunately, they're just too modest to tell you about what they're at, so if you subscribe to their brews letter, you'll find out that way, because they're not singing from the mountaintops, they're not shouting out windows. This is not some sort of French musical. They're like, sacre bleu, Modest Beer, très bien. No, but they'll tell you how good they are at the brews letter. On top of that, you can get access to their merch as well. Get a nice wee flat cap, maybe a t-shirt, maybe a bag to put your Modest Beers in, and you're collecting them from your local Modest Beer distributor, which is also available to find out where they are on their website. And if you want to follow them on social media, you got it. Their handle's at Modest Beer. So support Modest, support the Sly Guy podcast, and enjoy your lives, guys.
I'm the Sly Guy.
Aaron Butler, welcome to the podcast. First of all,
Pleasure to be here. What?
first thing you did
Whoa.
was, come on, I had to move your glasses. They were
What's wrong with my glasses?
on the table. People don't want to see a reflection of themselves looking at us.
I don't think
in
they
the
can
light.
see a
You
reflection of my
don't
glasses.
understand contraction of light, mate.
But it's reflecting off these Modest Beer tins.
Yeah, but they're the sponsor of the podcast. They give me £1,000 a month, mate. Do you think they
A grand a month?
Fuck, I wish. No,
I was going to say,
They don't.
If they did, fair play to them. They must be doing well in business.
Yeah, they're not. If they're giving me £1,000 a month, they're not doing well. Welcome to the pod. Are you going to put them on now?
I don't know.
Clark Cunt over there.
Yeah,
That's
I look
you.
a bit in there. That's very cruel.
You look like that guy. Remember that I found a guy in the gay sex video I was watching that looked
Yeah.
like you?
I mean,
Can you do me a favour?
already.
Put the glasses on right now. Move back in your chair slightly, as if you're showing your bum. And I look back over your shoulder into the camera lens. We'll find that photo and put it up, and you'll see that you look like.
Great.
Because I actually found it last night. Because I don't know what I was doing. That's
Watching
what
gay porn?
No, that's what I was doing last night. The second best thing to watching gay porn,
Is
looking through
being in it.
the photos that you have sent me
Oh,
over
that's
the
a
years,
good time.
and I was looking for an old photo of you to put on the the advert for the call for questions, and I found the one of you in the wee daddy's taster. I did have that one of you where you look like a wee lizard boy of about 11 or something.
Oh, and I was 17
17,
at the time.
yeah.
And the Andy Town News took that photo because I was on Trouble TV at the time on a thing.
Why did you look so much like a lizard? What was going on there?
17.
Hey man, chew more gum into the mic, sure.
I'm trying to swallow it,
Yeah.
sorry.
It's okay.
There, it's gone.
It's all good.
It's
You swallow
gone.
gum?
The gum
You're
is
going to
gone.
fart bubbles, mate.
No, you don't. I don't think that's the way it works.
Oh, well,
Remember they used to tell you it takes 7 years to digest the gum? Mm-hmm. Doesn't.
How do you know?
That's an old wives. Do you know what else doesn't happen? And this is me dropping. I'm dropping truth bombs on the audience
Okay,
right
come
now.
on, we're in the middle. Your very body language is very closed. What's up with you?
Asians are not a race. No, I'm joking. That's a weird.
wow.
That's just a joke. That's
Oh,
just a
wow.
joke. This is the real fact. The real fact is they tell you you eat like 7 spiders in your lifetime.
Mm-hmm.
Not true.
How many do you eat? 42.
None. Here's why.
Mm-hmm.
The person who came up with that fact was doing a research.
Looks like a bastard.
It was a girl who was doing a research.
Oh, of course it was a girl.
Going for a typical woman.
Typical,
Nothing
for
else
fuck's
better
sake.
to be at. It was the study was on like basically
Eating spiders, I assume?
putting on fake news.
Alright.
So it was about like if you were to say something over and over again, would people think it was true?
Yeah.
And that's the thing that people think is remotely true.
Yeah.
But really, you eat no spiders because the experiment was done. If a spider goes over your mouth, if your mouth is open in your sleep, it knows not to go in there.
Mm-hmm.
It like consents.
Is that what they are taught at spider school? Like they use their spider sense to be like, don't walk in the mouth, you get eaten.
They just know
Yeah.
that it's a living, breathing
Well,
thing.
what happens now in my real world? If I see a spider, I'll go. I'll gobble it
And
up.
you
I'd
do
say
eat
I've
it?
eaten more than 7 spiders in my life for sure. I just gobble them right up.
That's a good way. Look, it's cost of living crisis. We're all struggling for food at the minute.
Yeah.
You know, if you can get some spiders in your diet, I'm
Listen,
sure there's
we're,
good
we're
protein in
talking
there.
fake news. Why not talk a few hacks? Do you have any life hacks for people to get through the cost of living crisis? Because you know what my life hack was last week with Johnny Bow? I encourage people to steal more. I said,
Yeah.
just steal, fuck it. They're stealing from us, so let's steal.
Yeah.
Take from the rich and give to the poor, i.e. myself and my kids.
Steal from like just small local businesses too, you know.
But then sometimes I think people, right, here's the thing, people need to start somewhere. So if you're going to steal, you can't steal from those that are hard to steal from.
Aye.
You need to steal from the vulnerable, homeless people.
Yes.
Go to homeless people on the street.
Absolutely.
And then when they're whacked out, take whatever
Look,
you
they've
want.
got nothing anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
You might as well just take the
Take
rest
that
from them.
And they say it's like stealing from a baby. You've met my Matilda, the 2-year-old.
Sure. My
Her
goddaughter.
grip, her grip is wild.
That's a
Like,
strong grip for a baby. I don't know
it'd be
what you've
hard
been
to
doing to
steal from her.
train her. I feel like you're almost taking the Avon Drago approach with your baby.
Yeah, well,
and you're starting training her young.
This is the thing, right? No, this is something nice that we're doing today. My your goddaughter's in school today, so she's in nursery all day, baby.
Where she should be, getting
Yeah.
educated.
But the big one, she's at my mum's while I do
She's
this for
off
you.
school at the minute. That's
She's
right.
off school. But you know what we're going to do after this? I'm going to collect her from home, dad's. I'm going to mug homeless people. No, we're going to go and we're going to cinema and we're going to watch Lyle Crocodile. And that's what we're doing today. Isn't that nice?
How do you feel about going to see Lyle Crocodile?
I'm excited about Lyle Crocodile. I mean, it's got what I want. It's got Shawn Mendes. It's got Javier Bardem. What else do you want in a film?
Well, here's what I would do if I was a dad, which
Yeah.
I'll never be. But I would, if I was watching
I see
Lyle
you
Crocodile-
collecting children.
No.
Maybe not as kids, but I see you
No.
collecting them.
But like, let's say I ever take like Matilda out to see a cinema or
Yeah.
something for one day.
To see a cinema, not go in, just that.
Just to
that's,
see it.
That's a
This
cinema.
is where they show movies.
Yeah.
Now, come on, I get you home. I would get like those glasses that Homer Simpson wore in court that have the eyes on them, and just.
Why do you
just
not like the
see-
cinema?
Well, I do like the cinema, but I feel like I can only sit through about 5 minutes of Lyle Crocodile.
Why? What's
before
wrong?
I'm done.
What's Lyle Crocodile done? It's about a crocodile. It's alive, mate. That's exciting.
I just don't think it'll be my genre. Like, I feel bad for my dad because my dad used to have to take me to see Pokemon and stuff when I was last
flipping,
week.
yeah.
But yeah, like, and he said it was the worst times of his life
Yeah.
when he had to do that.
Well, now
to this day, he maintains, and he like lived in the Troubles and stuff.
Yeah, but he's
and
like,
he was
"That's the worst thing."
That was worse than having to do it. He near phoned in a bomb scare during the Mewtwo movie.
The what
The
movie?
Mewtwo movie.
I thought you said the U2 movie. I'd be like, a lot of
Well,
people.
that, to be
would.
fair,
you know,
they
I've phoned
would.
in a bomb scare in a fucking U2 film.
Doesn't Bono said the Raz after his wife or something?
Yeah, but Bono just loves the attention. He talks shite.
Oh, he
doesn't
does,
He
yeah,
does.
yeah.
He talks shite, man.
He does.
But I love him, and he played Bangor. He turned up in Bangor
When?
a couple of months, a couple of
Fieldies?
years ago. No. Fuck. I think Fieldies would be a wee bit too casual for him, but he just turned up at Ward Park, the Snow Patrol gig once. Loved it. I was buzzing because I was drunk, like, but I was like, oh, fucking Bono's right beside our
You're
house.
usually drunk at gigs, though, aren't you?
I like to get drunk
Tipsy.
at.
You were at Robbie Williams
gigs.
there recently?
Oh, I was drunk at that.
Having a good time.
Oh man, I was very drunk at that. And when I say drunk, like I you know me, I'm not a big drinker. I don't really drink anymore,
Right.
but I do. Remember, hey, I need to tell you this as well.
Oh, God, oh dear.
Do you remember like Ric Flair on my last stag do? I retired.
I was about to say that's
Yeah.
what came to mind.
Yeah, I
I need
retired.
to dig those videos up from somewhere.
No.
Those are hilarious.
Well, keep them private. But
no, Patreon.
okay.
That'll get
Oh,
subscribers.
okay, well we can come and see that. But I retired from stags. I've been invited in the stag in March, mate. That's paid for. I'm going. I'm coming out of retirement. One last match. I will never die.
Oh no.
I've been called back now.
Oh no.
It is older, like the guys are sort of mid to late 30s, so it's only one night. It's one night only.
Okay.
We're going on early Saturday morning, coming back Sunday
Where
afternoon.
are you going?
Newcastle
England?
upon Tyne. Yeah, not down. That'll be such a shit stag.
I don't know.
But you know what's funny about it is that I feel already like I was in two minds. I was like, I don't know, but it's a guy who's a really good friend of mine, and I would really want to go to his stag. But also, it's like, do I have it in me? And it's like, yeah, I do. And I proved myself at Robbie because I had like 5 double vodkas and Red Bulls, which wasn't a good idea because too much Red Bull.
Yeah.
My ticker wasn't in a good way the next day. Lots of pints. I drank 6 tins of beer on the way down the bus to Dublin, and
Love
that was just a lot of drink, a lot of fun times.
My memory of your last stag do that I was a part of. I almost feel sad that I won't be a part of your next last stag.
Well, I
do.
mean, you know where I'm going. Just come over.
Just
yeah,
show
you just
up.
book a hotel and turn over. yeah.
Genuinely, I would do that. You've no idea.
Yeah.
Just to watch you retire again. But
But
yeah,
no, I feel like Flair now. That's
He's
that.
rejuvenated.
That what you were going to talk about here was WrestleMania against Shawn Michaels.
you.
This is going to be Impact, mate. It's going to be bad.
I remember you at the start of it was Shane Stag, wasn't
Yeah.
it? And at the start of it, you were so ambitious to be like, I'm the fucking stag guy. I'm the fucking whatever. You went to the shop the first
Yeah.
day, bought the biggest bottle of Buckfast.
Just a big bottle of Buckfast, yeah.
Never touched it.
But you know what?
I'm
In
pretty
my-
sure that big bottle is still
it's still
sitting
there
in the fridge.
But
that we left it.
in my defense, it wasn't my usual stag squad. You know what I mean?
No.
It was like, I feel like I'm Superman, and I was just dropped into like a DC universe. I was dropped in the Arkham Asylum, mate.
And look, so was I.
Do you know what I mean?
Stag I go on,
but
that's
you're
me.
not a drinker guy. You just go and you have a nice fun time. That's grand. But I need energy, and these guys were more like maybe Pims at lunchtime. I need to go hard, and I had to say to them, listen, if this is a vibe we're going, I need to go to bed and I need to sleep because I only had a kid at that point. I was very. It was a
You
tough
did a
old
lot
time.
of sleeping on
Yeah,
that stag.
but then here's the thing: was I there till the very end?
You
Yes.
were, yeah.
Because
yeah.
I knew. But funny thing is, a few of the guys there who were giving me a bit of shit
Mm.
have since become dads. A few of them have come to me and said, Dave,
We understand now.
I'm sorry.
Absolutely.
Now, one of the guys who had loads of kids, our side group mate, he's just fucking out. But then he came a day late though, didn't he? Boom.
He did, yeah. He got
See,
that extra
smart
energy.
dad moves. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get
But
you.
no, I'll go to the stag and I will go balls to the wall. Will I make friends? No. Will I lose friends? Probably. But we're giving it.
That's what
We're
it's
giving
all
it.
about.
Newcastle, I'm coming for you, people.
Oh, yep. Good,
Yeah.
good
So
save.
it's all good. But yeah, no, I'm coming out of retirement. I thought you'd appreciate that.
I do. I
Yeah.
like I'm enjoying it. Is this a Patreon or a public
This
app?
is public, mate. So yeah, you're about to drop some. Here, this is the thing. Sell the page. This is what you get on Patreon. Stuff you wouldn't get publicly. Cancelable stuff.
Yep.
You're about to say something there, but maybe say it, record you off camera, and put it on Patreon.
Absolutely. If you
Yeah.
want to go watch me ruin me and Dave's career,
Yeah,
that's where you find it. You know what I mean? And
Oh.
it's what was it? That few £1 a month or something?
£2, like, you know, and you get the guest episode, you get other stuff. You know, it's just a
Listen.
good time.
Cost of living crisis, but here's the thing: you, for £2,
Yeah.
you need something. You need something to unwind. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You need something to escape the grim reality
Because
that is
listen-
the energy crisis.
Listen,
right?
and you know what? The energy crisis is changing because we got our energy bills, our electric bills cut down. We got given £400 from the government.
well, I haven't got to give it yet.
Big up yourself,
That's-
Rishi
that's the
Sunak. And
issue.
you know what I'm going to say? But I used to hate the Tories, but now I'm off. Big up Rishi.
You're a big Rishi fan.
Just now, because I mean, you know why?
You keep doing this.
You know why? Respect to Rishi Sunak. But you know why?
Yep.
Because I'm allowed to use my Tumbly Wumbly now. I can use my tumble dryer, and that's the thing
Don't ever call it your Tumbly Wumbly.
No, why? It's my Tumbly
Because
Wumbly,
that
mate.
sounds like it's a kid's toy, or it sounds like
Yeah.
you're into some perverted thing.
Because no, the thing
my
about
Tumbly Wumbly.
But why I call it my Tumbly Wumbly is I make it a fun game, so I can say to my kids, I can be like, "Oh, do you want to put the wet clothes from the washy boshy into the Tumbly Wumbly?" And I think it's a fun game when really child labour.
I was gonna say you're just making slaves of your child, but making
Correct.
it cute. So you are.
Yeah, fucking 18 years of slave, my friend. I'm just kidding. Once they're born, they can
18
just work
years of slave.
as my slaves. You know, make it a fun game. You know?
Yeah. What else could you do, slave? Do you want to do the hoovery wooveries?
Yeah, I just use a Henry, mate, because it's got a face. To go, look, use the Henry. Way.
Use the Henry,
or the
yeah.
Henrietta, if you don't want to offend people. I don't care about offending people anymore, you know.
No,
I'm
we
done.
give up now.
I'm done.
We're done after
you know?
today.
And see if people are offended, get a life.
What are people getting offended about these days? Do you think?
Words. And words are all I have.
Words are big ones. I talk about this. I do a bit about it, but as you know, Marks and Spencers don't say midget gems anymore. It's little gems now.
Exactly.
Things like that are the way. And I think in 20 years' time, what are words that we say now that we don't say?
Yeah, but you know what I also think too, and I think this is something that a lot of people with, and this is the thing too, a lot of people with entitlement, you know, a lot of people with wealth. No, but you know what?
We don't have
we are
wealth
sort
and
of
entitlement.
relatively normal.
We work.
You know,
we were hard-working boys.
But the point is, you know, there's people, and it's often comes back to students because they have ideals. You know, because they've not really experienced
those
real
pesky students.
world. But you know what I mean? If you go and you're learning like sociology or you're learning politics or ideals,
they're all woke and all.
Do you know what I mean? But you have this in an ideal world. This will happen. Real world's not ideal. Newsflash, sucks balls. You know what I mean? So if you come out and you're like, this is the way it should be. This is the way it isn't.
No.
You know, you go and work a real job. I worked in B&Q and I'd working with working class builders. You know, do you think they are very careful about what they say? No, because they're old guys.
My dad's not.
You know what I mean? But that's the thing.
My
I think it's almost rude to judge people based, because all you want is them to live their life by your ideals, but that's not life.
Yeah.
So you need to then be willing to be accepting of what maybe someone's from a different background, have a different view on things. My granny's language nowadays should be hung, drawn and quartered.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it wasn't, and again, it's all down to intent. She says words, but she didn't say them with hate, you know, even though she was a Presbyterian, and I know those guys. Oh, I said something that offended somebody recently. Oh,
I'll bet you did.
wow. And I was trying to make a point in an argument about why, I don't know what it says, but why there are such anger amongst loyalism right now. You know, I was saying, like, but the problem with that is they need to relax a little bit and stop listening to DUP. And my point being, I said, like, the reason there's a border and there's a protocol is because the DUP kept fucking everything up.
Yeah.
And I said, and I happen to say, the loyalist electorate are like Elizabeth Fritzl, and the DUP are Joseph Fritzl. Do you know what I mean?
Elizabeth's
They're the
just turning
ones.
their head.
No, but why do you support these guys who've been fucking you for so long?
What happened to
Do you know
Elizabeth
what I mean?
Fritzl?
Hopefully she's fucking out and a bit better now, but I think she's probably in need of a lot of medical help.
Was
This is what
Elizabeth the
happened
one
to
he
her.
kept locked up?
That was his daughter.
I thought that was the wife.
No, this was his wife, so obviously she needs to go fucking Specsavers and arrears
I was
test.
going to say, what was
Yeah.
the deal with the wife like?
But you know what? That whole thing, my point is, they're the ones that have put you in this situation. Stop voting for them.
Yeah. But it's just, it is, like, and
And it just worries me because I don't want any more troubles coming back. I just want to be able to go out, tell jokes, be silly, look after my kids, go see La La Crocodile without being afraid if there being a fucking bomb hoax.
Yes.
And see if there's a bastard bomb hoax now, you talk about it, I'll be so cross. And I'll blame the DUP.
I'm going to phone one into La La Crocodile later.
But you know another thing, the DUP is like, oh, because of the border, because of the protocol, they can't get heart parts in. Hey, you just made that up.
But here was,
I hate all our politicians in this country.
Here was
apart from Ulster Unionist Alliance and SDLP, they're civil.
And
I think
People for
civil.
Profit, I don't know.
No, fuck those guys.
Okay, fuck those guys. I have no idea.
As well.
I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know either.
I don't know. Shout out to
Just a joke.
Big GC. But
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, Jesus Christ.
Yeah. I mean, there's an offensive term.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Why is that offensive?
Because you're making the Lord and Saviour Jesus into a fanny. Jesus Christ.
He fucking is a fanny. Fucking. Oh, I'm all on the cross and all. Fuck up. And
Is he a fanny? He's a hard bastard.
Yeah,
He just took it. And as well, he was jacked. Have you ever seen
was
Jesus look
jacked.
out of shape? Nah.
Jacked and jacking off. That was
he
Jesus.
was jacking.
The
Hillary.
three
What's the story?
J's. Jacked, jacking off Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, is a new Sylvester Stallone action film coming out.
Yeah.
2023.
That's the bit of the Bible they deleted.
No, I would like to know what Jesus has been up to. You know, those years he just disappeared. He just went from being a baby into being crucified. So where's his years at boarding school? You know.
Oh, you want the teenage years?
I want the teenage years. Yeah.
You want him like developing and stuff? And
yeah,
like
I want him to be looking in the mirror being like, I'm going to grow my hair out. I'm going to grow it out. I'm going to have this middle part.
I'm
going
going to do it. Fuck it. I'm going to give this a go.
Like, Mum. She's like, what now, Jesus? And he's like, what do you think? Does this look... You look rare, mate.
Yeah.
And then Joseph's like, I think you look shiny. He goes, fuck up. You're not my real dad. I don't give a fuck what you say.
Yeah. Your dinners are shite. I said it.
And imagine how much of an annoying bastard Jesus would have been to Joseph. No matter what Joseph did, Jesus would use his powers to fucking mug him off. Yeah. I built this fucking mini version of the ark. Yeah, I used magic and there it is.
Yeah, there's a full-size ark. You know, there's a cruise ship.
See if Jesus was alive today, you know what he'd be doing?
On a cruise ship.
Hosting Blue Peter. Because that's what it's all about nowadays. It'd be great.
Magic people host Blue Peter,
that's
is what
it.
you're saying.
You know what I'm saying? It's now Joel M. Big shout out to
our boy Joel M.
Is
the host
hosting
of
Blue Peter.
Yeah.
GSM or GC. You know, would just be. And who's better? Here's a question. But I never thought I was.
Is there a dirty movie called Blue Peter? It's just a gay guy called Peter.
No, it's just a guy that just sells dodgy porn from the back of a Mazda. I nearly said a Mazda. From the back of a Mazda in an Asda.
In an Asda, yeah. That's a good one.
Yeah, I said macro and Asda, Mazda. But the thing about it is like, Jesus, right?
That is him.
Is Joel M.
the next coming of
the
Jesus.
modern day Jesus?
I'd say so, yeah. If he does the wee walk on water like Dynamo did back in the day, yeah, he probably could.
You dabble in the dark arts of magic, don't you? You like a wee
I am
bit
the
of,
mystic guy, yeah.
You like, and you do some tricks, don't you?
Yeah.
Who are some of the best magicians? Like, 'cause obviously Dynamo, people like him. I see a lot of his stuff on the TV and be like, that's television. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I like to see them in the streets flicking cards, doing shit like that.
Well,
who do you think are some of the best? Because now my mum and dad went. This is how my mum and dad are two affluent bastards, right? They're away spending my inheritance. May I add? They went away on holiday for 3 weeks.
Selfish.
Same time as my in-laws went on holiday. So I mean, I'd look after my own kids. What a damn bloody shame.
That is awful.
But they went to Hawaii for a while.
Wow, that's
Then
nice.
they went to fucking San Francisco for a bit, and they went to Vegas for a bit, and they came back like old people complaining. It's like there's too many homeless in bloody San Francisco, and I said, yeah, you hope you stole from them. And then you were like, Hawaii was grand, but it was $7 for a loaf of bread. And I was like, hey,
dear.
that is dear. But when you see how far away Hawaii is from the mainland of America, you know there's export.
America is very expensive at the minute.
Yeah, but then they go, the worst of all, they went, you know, the biggest disappointment of all was? And I went, no, but I'm sure
like
tell
you
me.
as a son.
Yes, you as a child. But then they go, why did I say go? Like so posh. Then they go, sometimes the North Down just seeps out of me.
You're slowing down.
But they go, went to see David Copperfield, and he was fucking shit.
I would say what you'll
like, what?
find is these old school magicians, so the likes of the David Copperfield, the Penn and Teller, and all these ones who have been around for a while, they've actually not really changed their act much, so they've become very stagnant over the years because they don't need to. They've got a Vegas fucking residency that'll always pay them no matter what. There's different types of magic. So it depends what you're talking about.
No, I want to know ultimate who is the best magician. Like so, and if you want to break it down, because I mean this is something we have not covered in this podcast. Is the art of magic? So I'm all down to learn.
I don't know who the best magician is. You'd have to Google it, but I would say in certain realms and departments, Darren Brown is certainly the best mental magician, without a doubt. He's number one top dog.
A mentalist. Yeah,
mental magician, mentalist, whatever way you want to call it, but it's magic. The other person, there's a card magician in Vegas who was on America's Got Talent. He's Asian.
Oh, see the wee guy that had like the pots and pans and all, and did loads and like made the cards fly, and he was all like, "Whoa."
Maybe he's called Shane Lim or something like that. He is like.
I love the way he just made an Asian sound.
No,
he's called Shin
Lim.
Yeah.
I think his name
Shin
is.
Lim.
But I also
Let's Google Shin
I
Lim.
also don't want to say it is in case I've just made it. But just do card magician. Vegas Asian Shin Lim.
Card. What's going to be awkward for me is if I type Asian into my Google. Who knows?
I know. Who knows what's going to come up after that? sentence. But he is certainly at the top of his game, right? Yeah,
Shin Lim.
Shin Lim, it is Shin Lim. Did I say Shin Lim?
Shane Lim.
Shane Lim's the Irish one. And he's from Limerick.
Shane Lim's what Shane Totter versus left leg ass.
Yeah.
There we go. I mean, he does look like your kind of guy, and by that I mean cum. Like, he's definitely...
Well, he is very cum, yeah.
So what does he do? Arts of Illusion?
His thing is all close-up card, magic hand magic. I still maintain David Blaine's very good, or like he was probably one of the best street magicians for sure.
Do you think David Blaine lost the head a bit and became a bit mental?
Well, when he started doing all the stunts, yeah, it became like a little bit much, and he sort of, you can tell after his last stunt he was just fucking...
But I mean, what do you think? It was stunts. What was some of them? Living in the glass box. What's that supposed to prove?
Yeah,
That the body just can live for a while.
Is that the one where because he lived in 2 glass boxes, so he did it above London Bridge and he did it below the earth for 7 days. So which one? There's
no,
two
it's
different
above.
ones.
It's the visible one. That was buried alive. Was under the ground.
Buried alive, and the glass box. It's very strange because he was going without food, isn't that right? Mm-hmm. So he did just water for 40 days.
And how do you pish?
He had like a little compartment in there, a tube that would run down, I believe.
Did he pish in underground? This is the right pish?
In the underground one, yeah. He had like a catheter, I think, in or something like that, yeah.
And was it like a coffin he was in, so it wasn't a lot of moving space?
Like a glass coffin, yeah.
Jesus Christ, that's a big fear of mine. I wouldn't like it at all.
The ice one was very extreme, I remember. He stood on the pole in New York for like 3 days. That one would have hurt like fuck.
David Blaine buried alive.
Burger Kitchen? Why does it say David Blaine Burger Kitchen?
Because maybe he's buried alive for 7 days. Because he maybe owns a burger kitchen.
1999 this was, wow.
And he had 7 days underwater.
No, he didn't. Did he do 7 days underwater?
Drowned alive.
Oh, he made it. Oh, that was the one he failed at. Yeah. So remember, he spent like 7 days underwater, and then he tried to break the record for holding his breath the longest and couldn't do it.
Yeah, because 7 days holding your breath would be a long time. So he was in that.
Yeah, that was the underground one. That's the water one. That's him at a protest.
I mean, yeah, he's definitely... And there's him in the ice.
That's him in the ice.
So what did he do in the ice?
He just basically stayed in an ice sculpture for 2 days.
But why is he doing it?
Because he's David Blaine.
But what's his reason? Because people are like, oh, this is mad. But you could do any of that, couldn't you?
No.
What, I just live in a box for a week? Give you a PlayStation, you're flying?
But he didn't even have that. He just had his own thoughts. Like, that's kind of mad too. Like,
yeah, like 44 days in a glass box, he does not look good.
No. He looks very rustic.
Look at this. Look at this article. Remembering David Blaine's 44 days in a glass box, which frustrated the British public like no other act of art.
Yeah, because they were throwing eggs and stuff at him.
Yeah,
it's very sly. Like, imagine he did it in Belfast.
Fuck, I know.
They're just throwing petrol bombs at him.
I think you should do it.
Me? You think I should do the Northern Irish version?
Yeah. What would that be? What would be the Northern Irish version of Blaine in an ice sculpture?
Just me and one of the fucking...
I would just be walking down the Shankill in that top or something, wouldn't it?
Pretty much. Like, that's a way more extreme stunt than what David
Blaine does. Or walking down the falls in the Rangers top.
They still... Yeah, would you get done for that still? Probably.
Yeah, which is so mental.
It is. It's mad that you can't wear certain t-shirts in certain areas in Belfast still. We were talking about I said this to Kieran earlier. Kieran.
All right.
And the wrestler Kane.
Wow, I love
who
that.
is the governor of...
Yeah, he doesn't like... He's a right-wing guy.
He's raging at the minute about... and stuff, isn't he?
He's raging at the minute about drag queens reading to kids. Whoa.
I watched my first episode of RuPaul's Drag Race the other week. Have you ever... I'm assuming you've watched every season.
No.
Have you never seen it?
But Psychic Glenn has talked about it, and he doesn't not watched it. No, he said don't watch it, but he said to me he thinks I would like it.
You would? Oh, you'd love it?
Yeah.
It's like designed for you. They did a thing.
What do they do though? Because to me it's just like, you know what I don't like? I'll be honest. I didn't like the show Lip Sync Battle. I thought it was stupid, and I don't like the just people lip syncing. I think it's weird. I also find it hard to watch drag performers dance because I feel like they throw too many aggressive dance moves and they're going to put their shoulders out. I feel there's all this shit and it's too much.
But their bodies are acclimatized for that. You know, they've got the muscle memory. They're stretching it out.
But they've still got ligaments unless they don't. No?
Nah, they don't need them. They don't have them.
Have you seen what voguing is?
Just doing this?
No, it's like it's a totally fantastical type of dance now for
drag performers.
I mean, I think those kind of people do it quite a lot.
Those kind of people, Dave.
Yeah, I need to be careful with the phrase that I'm using.
Homosexual people.
No, I mean performers.
Homosexual performers, drag queens.
I mean,
voguing dance.
But I mean, this is the next level dancing, like.
That's
right.
Oh, it is. It's the hands.
No, but like it's insane.
Is it?
Like, will you see some of this shit?
Don't call it shit. No,
it's just wild.
You sounded like an old dad there. Look at this shit.
It's fucking shit here.
So these guys, this is the the latex ball.
Yeah, so like, I've all been to latex ball.
Yeah.
Look at this, like.
Oh yes, he's doing it.
But it's like
he's voguing. Look at the guy just randomly coming in for a shot.
But like, this guy's just the judge or something. But like, these people are all out to see the Vogue Championships, and I think voguing is essentially aggressive sexual dancing. He's maybe not part of it. Has he just jumped up?
Is he doing counterband voguing? Oh, there's a girl doing it.
No, there's our kind of guy there. Young
Is
black
that R.
man.
Kelly?
It looks like R. Kelly.
Is that not a girl?
No, it's a guy.
That's a hot guy.
It is a hot guy. But like, it's how do the elbows bend like that? Does this sort of shit happen?
Mate, they are so limbered up. They're used to it. A Vogue dancing lesson.
Yeah, but do you not think you would be very sore, like in older life?
I don't think. Sure, look, listen. Dancers are on the West End, putting their bodies through hell every fucking day.
But I mean, this is dropping and popping like nobody's business, mate. This is elbows bending the way elbows shouldn't bend.
No, I think it's natural.
Oh well, I don't. No.
Pure honey Beyonce choreography by Vogue people.
Theo Vanity. I think Theo Vanity's the #1 Vogue guy.
Oh,
I've heard
really?
that. Yeah.
You've heard on the scene?
I've heard this. Let's see,
voguing.
Yes.
Oh, this is a good video.
This is
well shot.
Yeah.
Oh, why is
what?
Why?
It's just very sexual choreography, isn't it?
Yeah. There's a lot of latex involved.
Latex, licking, dancing, shaking.
Is there tits out there?
That's a guy. It's a peck.
Well, that guy's tits are great.
He's got a good set on. To be fair, let's like loosen up a wee bit. Oh, it's fantastic. That's maybe not Vogue. Oh, that's Vogue.
That's a bit of voguing there. Yes, I like this dancing.
Yeah, I like this. You're a dancer, aren't you?
Yeah.
So would you like to learn this kind of stuff?
Yeah, I would do a voguing class if anyone does.
What would you do if Theo Vanity came over here and offered to do a show in the Opera House? Would you get down and do all this kind of stuff?
Oh yeah, I'd probably.
Would you do this shit?
Hmm?
Would you do this kind of shit? No.
I'd probably like suck him off.
Well, you're not asking to do that. He's a professional. He's coming here and trying to teach you dance. He doesn't want you to suck his pipe.
Sucked off, and I'm gonna give it to him.
How do we get on to that? I don't even know what we were talking about.
We were talking about I don't know, something about Jesus.
We're talking about David Blaine the box.
Oh yeah.
So we got into that. So you were explaining magic.
And then I talked about RuPaul. I watched the first episode of RuPaul.
Yeah, you stupid man brought me on the RuPaul. Now all I want to watch is Fogan video.
But yeah, it's a good. I think you should give it a shot.
What about this as a wrestling character, Hulk Hogan? And it's just a big muscly guy with a mustache.
No, it's a drag character.
Hulk Hogan. I mean,
Hulk Hogan should be a drag actor.
Well, that's my drag.
That's your drag actor.
Hulk Hogan.
Yeah. And I'm Randy Savage.
The Macho King, Randy Savage. Yeah. That's very good. Randy Savage and Hulk Hogan. Here, listen, Kremlin.
Phone us up. Shout. Available for private bookings starting immediately.
Yeah.
But yeah, what gigs you been doing recently?
We
got the Bangor gig next week. That's exciting. The Courthouse.
The filming, it's
been
a lot of
looking
fun.
forward to that. Got some new stuff. I'm going to pep into that.
Good, happy days. I'm going to maybe bulk mine out a wee bit, make it a wee bit longer, and whatever. So a bit of fun with it. But I'm doing a gig for your podcast co-host.
Oh, we're going to do tomorrow night.
Clan the Boy, yeah.
Andrew Ryan's gig at the Clan. I thought you meant I'm doing it.
No. I'm doing it.
I'm free tomorrow night. I might message him and see if he give me an open spot or something. That'll be a good one, I'm sure. I've heard good things about that gig.
Yeah,
I think I'm doing it in January, maybe.
Nice. And how you notice are you fully on Cork in the North now? Is that like a wee co-host?
I co-host with Andrew, so I do. Yeah, but like, listen, I let him handle everything. I don't.
Yeah, you just pop in.
I have zero desire to manage the admin of a podcast.
Well, if there's a guy that loves to manage admin, it's A-Ray. He's an admin guy.
He is, yeah. But no, we have a good laugh, and we put some clips out sometimes, and it goes well, and all that carry on.
My wife, Catherine, my wife saw him in a coffee shop the other day and sent me a photo of the back of him. I was like, "Is that Andrew Ryan?" I went, "Yeah." I said, "Go and say hello," and she's like, "Nah, be awkward." And I said, "Well, take a photo of him in the coffee shop and send it to me."
It's a bit more,
bit weirder, yeah. Just go and say hello, even know who you are, you know.
I like how your wife's just the phantom stalker of comedians.
Yeah,
just lurking in coffee shops looking for us all.
That's how she got me. When she was in the pipeworks cleaning it, and I just happened to come in.
Do you ride in coffee shops?
Do I ride?
Right.
Oh, I'll say, well, yes.
I mean,
no.
yeah.
No, not really. I don't, because I find myself, I suffer badly from, what's the word? Procrastination.
Well, do you get distracted easily?
Yeah, I've got ADHD for sure.
Really?
Yeah, I like to
You've caught it off Glenn.
Like, yeah, but I mean, I do think that's something that I have had, but back in my day, just weren't diagnosed and stuff like that. I find it very hard to, like,
focus,
tune in on things, because I like to manage a load of things at once.
Yeah.
So, like, I'll do a load of everything, but actually sitting down to focus on a task can be a bit of a difficulty.
What, your Lesser Spooked Ulster came out this week? That was fun.
Yeah.
I liked it.
Yeah, you did.
I enjoyed it.
You got a lot of chat from Glenn. Actually, we did Shane's Tea With Me podcast.
Oh, right.
And he asked how did you two come to be, and he was like, well, Aaron was DMing me for a good bit.
Oh no.
And
the way he makes that sound is definitely not how it came together, I assure you.
Listen, that's what he said. And
Fuck's
he said
sake.
you know, he also said he read you almost on it. He said you just need to open up. He keeps secrets, that boy.
He keeps secrets. He thinks I'm fucking Jeffrey Dahmer now.
Yeah.
Because we did one podcast as it.
See, speaking of that, we popped that out. It's still there to see. It was normally something we'd have put in Patreon, the Halloween podcast.
Yeah.
We did with you, me and Glenn. Very well received. A lot of people enjoying it. It was a lot of fun. I always find whenever me and Glenn get together, it's always a bit of a hoopla, if you know what I'm saying.
It's a real loopers time. Yeah.
A loopers lunchtime.
A loopers lunchtime.
I mean, there's a good. Oh, speaking of loopers, right? I was in Dublin there over the weekend, as I said, and we hopped on a hop off bus tour, and they were driving around places and showing us whatever, because that's the nature of a hop on
of course,
bus
yes,
tour.
that's how it works.
So we're driving past this place on the way to Kilmainham jail, because that's where we wanted to go, because we had booked in, right? So, and again, I must say, I liked it, but also we booked it on Halloween day. Thought there was going to be people in costumes jumping out of prison cells.
Nah.
Didn't happen. Disappointed. But on the way there, they stopped. They're like, this is St. Patrick's mental health unit, or as it was known when it was open, St. Patrick's Home for Imbeciles. Like, how, like, that's brilliant. Let me just look up.
The Home for Imbeciles.
And then, like, I think afterwards it had the SPASTC word in there somewhere as well, so it was pretty...
Spatula?
Yes, spatula. St. Patrick's Home for Imbeciles.
Wow.
But, like, I didn't know the original meaning of the word imbecile. I thought, like, you're a bloody imbecile. I didn't know it's like you should be locked up in an insane asylum.
Yeah, it was bad. But yes, I take full credit for Lesser Spooked Ulster. I deserve a producer credit. I deserve everything.
There you go, St. Patrick's University Hospital, or of course for the Irish speakers, St. Patrick's University Hospital-ish. These words, right? The hospital was founded with money bequeathed by the author Jonathan Swift following his death. As St. Patrick's Hospital for Imbeciles. Classic, isn't it?
Imagine having to go to that hospital. Like, you're going to a hospital, which one? The one for imbeciles.
And you're like, oh, so does that make you no, I haven't been diagnosed yet.
Opened in 1747.
Yeah, that's
so
good.
That was the height of the imbecile time.
Yeah.
Imbecile was rife during
47.
But
what was quite interesting, and then what's good is that, like, later on, it became this, like, the hospital for lunacy, which I enjoyed.
Well, that is good.
So, there's actually a phrase in law called a master of lunacy, I believe, and I think that's a bizarre. It's a title I would like to have. There you go, master of lunacy. What's this means?
Commissioners in lunacy. The commissions in lunacy or commission were a public body established by the Lunacy Act.
Yeah.
The Lunacy Act.
Master in Lunacy. I mean, would you like that title? Aaron Butler, Master of Lunacy?
I think it can't be any worse than my current title.
Which is what?
Master or Bachelor of Science.
I mean, Master of Lunacy's kind of a bit more classic.
It's a bit more.
Do you know, genuinely, I've told you, I'm a lord. I've got land, and I'm a lord now. So.
Oh, I
yeah,
do
lord.
remember this. That's
I
right.
should just call myself lord.
You have a 1 piece of square feet land in England somewhere.
Actually, it's Scotland. It's 2
Scotland
feet,
is
2 square
2.
foot. You know.
Congratulations.
But you know, if I want to build a fucking Lego tower on that, I can. So.
Class. You should go over there and do that. That should be a video.
Bring my sword with me and just start fucking challenging.
Lord Dave builds on his land.
But can you do that though? Like, could I go in and I be like, this is my land now?
Oh, you can take over. You want to take over someone else's land?
Go on and take other people's plots of land and eventually have my own.
If you feel all right, Putin. If you wanna do that,
I will be putting this sword into your ribs if you don't let me have that fucking 2 square foot of land. And I'm going to open up a castle for imbeciles.
And you're going to build it out of Lego.
I'm going to build it out of Lego.
Put it on your land.
I put it on my. I mean, that if I went to a doctor and told him that story, I think he'd be like, yeah, you can definitely go to the Belfast School for Imbeciles.
It'd be like, congratulations, you are the master of lunacy.
Thank you.
The master of lunacy. But yeah, the Lesser Spooked Ulster thing was good. I thought I enjoyed it. I liked everything about it.
You know what? It was there were a lot of hoops to jump through to get there, like with locations and things and other bits and bobs, ignoring that. And we eventually settled on some good locations in the end, so I was happy to get done. A couple of people have actually asked questions about it, so we'll get into questions because I mean I have to go and see Lyle Crocodile soon.
Very important.
So it is, you know what? This is one thing that I always want to ensure in my life, that no matter what, my children come first.
That's right.
You know, it's important to me. Let's see, listeners' questions. I'll go for the Lesser Spooked Ulster ones first.
Yeah.
So yeah, Matthew said, in fact, there's 2. We'll go for Joel first. What did you think? Oh no, it's a different story. Matthew says, live in Edinburgh, originally from Northern Ireland, love nothing more than a few days at home visiting friends and family in Donegal. A highlight's always been a pint in Grace Neil's, but you've ruined that for me, Sly.
Yep.
Genuinely though, really enjoyed Lesser Spooked Ulster. Great crack, great chemistry and professionally made. Will we see more? Thanks. I hope there will be more, but if I've learned anything about developing a show and trying to get, you can never be guaranteed, because we did our blap, went out there, got more views than all the other blaps combined, did really well, great feedback, wasn't picked up. So you can't guarantee, nothing guaranteed in life.
That's right.
So with this, I like to make more. 100%, I would very much like to make more. I feel there's more scary places we could go. We could go at night time, probably stay over somewhere in a scary wee castle, probably bring guests with us the odd time, you know, and just have a loosey-goosey fun time.
I would very much like to appear on one at some point, definitely.
Well, I mean,
wearing a full Ghostbusters costume, proton pack.
Listen, if that's what you want, then that's if we get a series, we'll definitely function that in. But
I feel like I deserve it after having brought the 2 entities together.
Yeah, it's kind of like whenever, you know, you're like, oh, you should go on a date with my friend. You know, and then you're like, oh fuck, they get married at the wedding speech. You're like, listen, but in fairness, Glenn has given you your flowers. He said that, you know, it was you in his DMs for a few months.
No, I don't want those flowers, and it wasn't a few months. It was literally a day.
He said there was
like,
a few,
my friend Dave has a podcast.
few months before.
Let's dispel those rumours immediately.
He said, listen, the Butler was messaging me. I only accepted his request, and then he said after I was sort of not talking to him for a bit that, you know, would you do my mate's podcast, and that's kind of how the story started.
Fake news.
But it's, you know, it was a lot of fun. I'm glad people have liked it. It's always nice when you put something out and they like it, because I've put stuff out before
and people have
just been like, it's fucking shit. But you know what, I've said this before, I feel much happier in knowing that it's not necessarily what you put out's the problem, it's the people that consume it sometimes the problem.
Sure.
Because there's stuff out there that's absolutely shite.
Oh yeah.
But it does well. It gets loads of series, people love it.
Oh yeah.
And it's their problem, you know. So, but I do think Lesser Spooked was it was a fun day shoot. It was a long day shoot. It was all done in one day, so it was quite. But I'd like to go to scarier places. You know, I'd like to go to places where maybe murders took place. I'd like to go for, you know, other places as well. You know, castles, overnight stay, spooky wookies.
I will stay anywhere scary.
Okay.
There's nowhere I wouldn't stay.
With Glenn.
That's the scariest part of it, to be fair.
But what I like the idea of is us in a couple of wee single beds in a hotel room together. That'd be funny.
Yeah, I like that idea too.
But also,
that'd be good crack.
I think like there are places that I've researched, because again, there's places that like you want to try and fit in as much as you can into that wee 10 minutes.
Yeah.
But also there's places like the day before we were supposed to do the Opera House, but there was a production in that said no filming. and it was the fucking Shane's show, which is so slight. No,
Oh,
it wasn't.
that would have been, yeah.
But that had to cancel. They cancelled the day before, and I was like, "Holy fuck!" The shoot. Where are we going to go? They were supposed to visit a graveyard, but then it cancelled, so we had to visit another graveyard.
The graveyard cancelled on.
Yeah, because apparently the graveyard, it's quite a well-known graveyard, is having restoration works to headstones, and health and safety wise, it wasn't safe. So that was the reason. So,
I see.
And if anyone have a gravestone falling them, it'd be me. So.
Yeah. Grace Nails is a nice little pub. I remember I've only been there once, and it was for your home stag do.
Yeah. Grace Nails, you know what is? I'll tell you what, because people are probably like, "Are you hamming it up there?" No, I didn't like it. I didn't like it. And again, I get my energy off of Glenn, and if he's feeling like, he went some other place, I was like, "Nah, don't feel anything."
Yeah.
I was like, "All right, well that's good," but up there, he genuinely was, uneasy. And I liked that, and it made me scared. And there was a bit in the show where a glass breaks, and it looks like we have broken. I don't know what happened there, but that freaked me out. And again, I don't know whether I didn't see a ghost or anything, but I didn't feel comfortable in the situation, and that's as far as I'll say. And I want to experience more. And then when we were in Dublin, you know what we did during the day, because we've no kids? We got into bed. We got pretty comfortable.
Like it.
And we watched Ghostbusters.
Oh, okay.
And then the next day, Ghostbusters 2 was on, but we missed that, so we ended up watching The Witches instead. But it was nice because I fucking love Ghostbusters 2. It's even better than Ghostbusters 1.
Oh, yeah.
It's the best sequel of all time, Ghostbusters 2.
It's great. Yeah. They have that song, Saving the Day, saving the day. It's class.
That was nice. And I just remember the painting, Vigo the Carpathian. I used to have him in my house.
That's right. I remember that painting in your house.
Yeah. I might actually put it up in the background here for the guest episodes. That'll be banter.
Yeah. I need
it
to
was
get
a lot
picture
of fun.
like that.
Yeah, you can have it. You can buy it off me.
No. You can. I love when someone does that. You can buy it off me.
Yeah.
It's always so insistent, isn't it?
You want to buy it? Yeah, you can, because I don't know where I'm going to. It'll go in my office one day, but I've said because I gave off so much about having a kid, bastard, that whenever we decided what room Holly was going to go in, Catherine was like, you just change your office. But then she had just a full bedroom to get dressed in. I was like, but surely. But see, now that it's full time, I would have been like, well, no, you're not taking my office. I need to work. But
yes,
you can get dressed anywhere. You've got a bedroom, you know.
But yeah, is there another question for Lesser Sport?
Mate, are you bored or something?
No.
All right.
Of course not.
But I'll put the link in the bio here if you want to watch this on iPlayer. There's a good one here. Samastay, which is now known as Samastay is what he's called. The button. It's funny. It's auto-corrected. Buttman, the button.
Oh, I was going to say, who's the button?
We're going to call you the button from now on.
Okay.
The button is a well-travelled guy. He meant Buttman. I'd auto-corrected on my computer here. But what is the Buttman's favourite city or country to visit? And the same question to me.
Here is the thing, right? When it comes to travelling places, you learn that you're alright.
Yes.
Sorry, I thought I was holding.
Sorry, no. You keep chatting. My phone was ringing there and it was Shane. I just don't want to destroy the podcast.
Yeah, it's hard to say when you haven't been like everywhere. But I've been to. I can tell. I've been to Africa. I've been to India. I've been to America. I've been to Europe. I've been to fucking Ireland, whatever. I think the best place is the place that is just wherever you're the most relaxed holidaying, or whatever it is that you're just like.
Thailand.
I mean, if it's Thailand, it's Thailand. Personally, for me, maybe it's not. I love Disney World, and that's always going to be my favourite place because
it's the most magical place on earth, mate.
Universal Studios, water parks, fucking all the great. It has all the great.
Are you a real life Peter Pan?
Pedo Pan, yeah. I'm not. That's what I would. When kids were calling to my house for Halloween, I have the Ring doorbell, and I didn't want to give them sweets, so I would just shout down the Ring doorbell, "I'm a pedo, go away," and they would go away. I'm not a pedo, just for the.
But then what happens if like an angry dad came? You're a pedo, are you?
Yeah.
You'd be like, no, what fuck you do?
Not for your kid. Not for your fucking stinking shit.
Oh, do you see a thing? A guy put a thing on Twitter. It was quite funny from his Ring doorbell. Kids running around.
Oh, the gay thing.
Yeah.
The kids are going, listen, this guy's really gay, but he gives out sweets.
He's sound, you know.
He's sound.
He's like, this guy's gay, but he's sound, and the guy's like, cheers, lads. Typical Belfast, but you got to be careful for that shit nowadays with Ring doorbells that catch you.
Oh yeah, no one's safe now. But so yeah, outside of Orlando, I actually quite like a little trip to Tenerife because it's just like a wee island vibe.
I'm fantasizing about going to Lanzarote, mate. You've no idea.
Yeah.
I just want to go to Lanzarote, and Catherine goes to me, why would you not go to Tenerife? It's more fun. There's more of a nightlife. And I went, Lanzarote's flatter. Just walk flat.
That's true.
Just be flat and be happy and old. I just want to get in an all-inclusive resort.
That's true.
Lie in the sun and just be in the pool. Just be like, just be like a human hippo.
Well,
get in and out of the water, let the sun dry.
That is lovely.
Just,
that's what you want. What I will say about America is, because I was in Philadelphia there delivering very inspirational keynote presentation to the neuroscience retreat in 2022.
Of course you were, because what else would you be doing in Philadelphia?
This is my life.
How did it go? Right enough?
Oh, it was fantastic. Yeah, it was class. Loved it. Had a great time. Good fun. Everything went
Good
well.
feedback. Happy enough?
Great feedback.
Nice.
Everyone loved it. So yeah, I was very happy about that. But what you learn is like America, for all the greatness it is, it's also like a little scummy, like, and like you fucking, number one, it's expensive. Like, it's very expensive at the minute. Everything's went up in price.
As Biden fucked it, bring back Trump 2024.
Trump fucked it. It's always the president who was before you that fucks
Wrong.
everything. Wrong.
Right.
Sleepy Joe. Yeah, Obama had everything set. I love Obama. Do you like Obama?
You only like him because he follows you on Twitter.
He does follow me on Twitter. And
Which
I love
is so
that.
bizarre.
American president follows me on Twitter. Very strange. But also,
Donald Trump followed me on Twitter until he got taken off.
that's a shame. But Elon Musk might bring him back. Who knows? But yeah, so like Philadelphia has like areas where I was getting out of Uber cars and the Uber drivers going to me, here, just be careful around here. And you're like, it's dodgy. Like I had one Uber driver be like, my granddaughter was 4 months old and got shot in a McDonald's. And then my daughter got shot in a McDonald's at 22 and was paralyzed and had to do rehab to have another baby. And I was like, stop going to McDonald's.
Yeah, I was going to say, Jesus Christ, and they weren't even shot. They were just the food McDonald's paralyzed.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, man, who shot Takeoff?
Who did shoot Takeoff?
Yeah, do you reckon it was Offset?
What's Takeoff?
Takeoff's one of Three Migos, mate. He's dead. Takeoff and Quavo were out playing dice of a night. Some stray bullet hit Takeoff and he's dead. And then, all I'm going to say is Offset hasn't come out and said, I'm sad.
William was talking to me about this and I don't know what it even is.
Yeah, Offset, the Three Migos, mate.
Who are the Three Amigos?
Migos, Migos.
Who are the Three Migos?
They're a band.
Right.
Yeah, you'd obviously know that Offset's married to Cardi B, man, and then they had a bit of a falling out, the Migos, and then Quavo and Takeoff just formed their own wee group called Unc Neff, or Neff Unc, because one's the nephew, one's the uncle, you see. So, but then all I'm going to know is Takeoff is grounded. No.
He's not taken off anymore?
No, he's dead. His head may have been taken off, but the rest of him, it's not. R.I.P. Takeoff.
Bring the troubles back.
You know what I'd like to see happen? I think Quavo and Offset should get together and do a song with Cardi B. Do a rebooted version of Missing You. So
Cardi B's still alive?
Oh, Cardi B will be there forever. Cardi B will never die.
That's the important thing.
Yeah.
That's the
it.
important
Next
thing.
question. Joel McGonigal has said, what did you think of the House of the Dragons ending, and would you consider buying the book to read rather than waiting? Now, get an audio book. Do you watch House of the Dragon?
Nah.
Mate, you should watch it. You have Sky, don't you?
I can get it anywhere.
Oh, this is an internet criminal, so you can find it. No, I loved the ending of it because it set up a second series. I fucking love it when there's more than one series of a show.
You love dragons.
Dean said, have you ever had any absolute bastards in the workplace that would report timekeeping and wee silly things? Some idiot who's about 21 is doing it at my place after being here for 3 months, and I've been here 12 years. Drives me mad. Big love, Dave. It's keep killing it. Amazing to see how far you've come the past few years. Thank you.
Dean, be on time more, That's
what I would say, though? I have worked with people like that before, and what do you get out of it other than being a wee rat bastard? You go into work, you should be working for your team, not touting your boss.
I get you. I'm self-employed, so if I was to do that, it would be on myself.
Yeah. But then I remember once I went for a big shit and I had to clock out, and then I went in and my boss was like, she was like, you were away for 20 minutes. Like, yeah, I could have been away for 45. The amount of shit that came out of there. Do you want to go and sniff the bowl? It's an awkward... But I think when you go to a job, you're supposed to be part of a team. Once you lose that trust, like that guy, Dean, your colleague is a rat bastard. He's 21. He started as a rat. He's always going to be a rat, and he's going to be a rat.
Yeah.
Dirty wee... he should get shot.
He's probably my cousin.
Shoot him. That's what I think. Get him shot. It's the only fair thing to do.
I think so, Dean. You have to kill him.
Yeah,
there's no other alternative here.
Speaking of which, Naomi has said thoughts on James Corden being an absolute bell route. Have you heard that whole thing?
Yeah, he looks a bit stupid now.
And speaking of that, John Joe has also said, so Corden went and stole a Gervais bit. My question is this: do you know of any other comedians that steal premises and bits? And he's put a wee hashtag in there, which just so happens to be a postcode in and around the Upper Mullen region. So, what do you think about the whole scenario? I mean, what's happened there is a writer stolen it off their guys and given it.
Which, you don't know where the communication has went wrong there in terms of from the joke getting to the writer's room to production to the comedian and stuff like that. Somewhere along the line, it's a massive oversight. And yeah, I think, look, that's the problem with these fucking talk shows. You know, they try to be like...
But you know what, though? I think plagiarism's so rife in comedy. It's everywhere.
It is.
Like, the amount of people, even here, that are doing bits that you've maybe seen other well-known comedians do. But again, it's what I said about earlier about the audience. They're the ones that are like, lapping it up.
Let's not all...
You know what I mean?
Like, I have to be honest, too, and say there is similar thinking that happens, and there's, like, this fucking unconscious thing. Like, for example, I was in Lavery's last night, and a comedian had a very similar joke that I was about to do, and I had to drop the joke.
What was the joke?
Like, it was the joke I do about dating a girl in the NHS, and every time I had sex with her, I would clap at the doorway.
Yeah.
Luke McGibbon has a joke about like a blow-up doll or an NHS uniform and clapping every time. And again, it's a simple premise joke.
But again, the different, the not a lot, unless it's like a guarantee. Like that Gervais bit was almost like verbatim. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. Oh, that was the rhythm of that and everything was.
You can't
was
even
similar.
say sometimes, "Oh, you've taken my bit," because there's hard way to prove it, isn't it?
That's what I'm saying. Like there is. I don't think there's two different things that happen. Number one, someone obviously steals a bit and it's clear as day, and that is a stolen bit, and there's no denying that. It's happened before. It'll happen again. Whatever.
Who's going to catch that little red hen? Eh?
Then there is the other side where there is just similar thinking, and two comedians can sometimes come up with a very similar bit, whether it's around a topic or a theme or an identity or an idea. You know what I mean? No, I'm touching the table.
That
and I'm
sounds
going to keep touching the table. It doesn't sound. If I do this, no, it doesn't. They don't even hear that.
It does.
Absolute lies. I don't do this the whole time. But yeah, so that's the issue.
Yeah, well, you know what? I think James Corden has. I was never a massive fan of him. I like Gavin and Stacey. It was good.
He's collecting a paycheck. He
what,
stops it in a year.
Whenever he got barred from the restaurant for being an ignorant, I think there's no excuse for that. You know what? See, I think to be obviously James Corden is in such an elevated position.
Yes.
But see, for me, I love it when like people will be like, "Oh, right, Dave," or "Can I get a photo?" So I think it's kind. And I always think that I think at the minute I'm as somebody who's maybe at the start of going to where they would like to go ideally. I think you got to know at any level if people want to get a photo or chat to you, give them the time. You know what I mean? Be polite, and I think it's for anybody, whether you're you need to treat everybody the same. Like, so if you're at a restaurant, someone's bringing you their food, don't be a fucking ignorant bastard to them. And I think that James Corden has shown himself to be the pig that he looks like in that instance. And I
have heard numerous stories about him being a fucking bellend. Like,
but you know what? Then he doesn't fly the flag for fat people. Well, then you know what I mean. He should be out there being fucking sound.
Yeah.
You know what? He's also quite small, I've heard. So the server should have just fucking wrapped the lock of ribs around his head. When you love that, they've got biffed.
Yes.
That'd been great.
Yes.
Cheeky big pig.
But yeah, he should.
And he looks like a pig too. Oh, no, I can't have him anymore. Matthew Kilpatrick said, Papa Bear, top 3 Chinese dishes from the takeaway. You like a Chinese takeaway? What would you go for? We'll do one for one. Special chow mein's my thing, and I like chow mein. I'm a basic in the Chinese guy, and I like all the different types of pigeon.
Half rice, half chips, chicken curry on top.
There you go.
Is standard.
You know what else I really like? A special pad thai if you're going through a Thai place is really nice. Big shout out to Tuk Tuk. What a restaurant. Banger, Newton Arts. Never been in Newton Arts one, but the Banger one, 10 out of 10.
Tuk Tuk.
Delicious food. Tuk into that grub and be a happy camper. Niall McNally says, Elon Musk, the least funniest man alive. No.
Who is the least funniest man alive?
Me at that gig that we're not allowed to talk about.
Oh.
The worst gig in history, yeah.
The gig that should never be named again.
Yeah. Becca says, what would you say people misunderstand or get wrong about you the most? There's 2 things about me. One, that I'm very angry and difficult to approach because of the look of my face sits. I've heard that a few times. And 2, people who listen to my stand-up or see me do bits on podcasts and think I'm a bad dad. Do you know what I mean? That really annoys me. Because fine well that you don't want to talk about how great your kids are because snore. You know what I mean? But I do ham it up. It's a bit. It's fun. but I love the kids more than anything, and that's why we're going to be wrapping this up pretty soon, so I get the lilac crocodile in time. Chris Reezy wants to know, what do you think of folk that put their Christmas decorations up early? I think they should also be shot. See, at this time of year,
Aye.
Give it a month. Do it in December.
Yep.
Have November to be miserable.
Yep.
You know?
People who do that are the fucking worst people ever.
And it's always the worst people that do it too, isn't it? You're always like, oh,
Yep.
you are.
They're the James Cordens of the world.
Yeah. Betty Corden has fucking Christmas decorations up before
He has them up at
picking
Valentine's Day.
Yeah. Oh, he doesn't do Valentine's Day.
Of course, there's no love in him.
Chris Reezy also said, after doing Lesser Spooked Ulster, do you believe in the paranormal? It's like, I always did believe in the paranormal, but I just do not know to what extent. And I'm keen to find out more.
I have zero belief in it because I'm a fucking...
But you know what? We're going to bring you somewhere. We're going to put you down a tunnel and we're going to fill you full of paranormal.
That sounds more sexual than I wanted it to.
Yeah. You know what? Life is very sexual.
Absolutely.
Like, your whole existence is based on a sexual encounter. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You wouldn't be here if it wasn't for a sexual encounter.
Absolutely. God bless the mistake.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the lovely photo of your two daughters here on the
because that's my
laptop.
screensaver. That's a real me.
That's a real lovely photo of them too.
Two gorgeous wee girls.
They
and I love them.
don't look like that most of the time.
No.
They're usually quite, high energy.
Yeah.
Especially Matilda seems to be just
wild.
She's like Donnie from Wild Thornberrys.
Yeah, she's high octane.
She's just like always wanting to go. Like.
But anyway, Buttman, pleasure to have you on the pod as usual.
Great to be back.
Hopefully
Great that we got
you find
this in.
happiness.
Never.
And
never.
Hopefully you're content in life. And I'm going to go watch Lilac Crocodile. Please don't phone in a bomb scare.
I'm going to go eat.
Pussy.
I'm the sly guy.